Ronan. Cheese! Oh, you got a mouthful there. We had Ronan almost 4 years after we had our twins, Liam and Quinn. From the moment I laid eyes on Ronan, it was like this instant bond and connection. Like I'd almost been waiting my whole life for this child. He'd either been here before or we had known each other before. There was just that connection that you can't explain.
You know, I have a picture in my office of Ronan. There was a smile in him, there was this twinkle of fight.
He had a wisdom about him. His eyes just, I felt like told the story of a 100-year-old man.
His little chin was always up. He was always proud of himself. And that's just the way he was.
I first realized there was something a little bit off with Ronan when we were out visiting my parents in Washington State for the summer.
I picked him up at the airport and I noticed that his eye looked different.
I just knew something was wrong. You know, I never thought cancer. I took Ronan straight back into the ER, and then we were taken upstairs and admitted onto the oncology floor. And the scan came back with a lesion on the left orbit of his eye.
And it wasn't anything subtle. I mean, it looked like, you know, bigger than a golf ball sized mass behind his eye, and you could see it.
As we did one study, we realized that we needed to do more studies to get an answer.
I remember waiting in an empty, cold, dark room by myself, and the doctor came into the room. He said, "We found a huge mass in his abdomen, and it's stage 4 neuroblastoma." I didn't even know it was cancer. It was 2 days later after Ronan's diagnosis. My healthy baby had his entire head cut open. And the aftermath of that was pretty horrific. We were told after all the chemo and radiation we did that Ronan's cancer was spreading and there were no other treatment options left for us. I looked over at Ronan and I just remember thinking to myself, he's dying. That was the moment that I knew that he was dying. He looked so skinny and that little light was almost like gone out of his eyes, that sparkle.
He was ready to go. Maya wasn't ready to say goodbye. I think he was at peace with himself. He wanted to, it was enough.
And then I whispered into Ronan's ear how much I loved him and to let go and to stop fighting. And it was okay that I was going to be with him forever and always. But now it was my turn to stay here and to fight for him. So now I've taken my pain and turned it into my passion.
Maya is a very determined, courageous, outstanding advocate for childhood cancer.
I think she's able to turn around the most horrific experience to the service of others.
When Ronan was first diagnosed with neuroblastoma, I made the choice to start up a foundation because I knew no matter what came from our situation, some good was going to have to be done.
What is the cause?
We don't know. Maya's going to find it.
I am here to kick and scream and fight for Ronan and every child out there that is going through this or will be going through this until things change.
We have a long way to go. We need everybody's support.
So Ronan was my spicy little monkey, and that was his favorite animal. So to have SpiritHoods represent him in that way just makes so much sense.
Sometimes those hospitals were so cold. The nurse would come back and Ronan and I would be rocking the SpiritHoods and they would just be shocked, like, what is this?
having no hair can be a little taxing for these kiddos. And those spirit hoods allow them to channel their bravery.
Watching Ronan put that on, it was like he was transformed into the little boy that I knew before. He was carefree and happy and brave and just rocked that thing like no other. So now we're making this Spicy Monkey Spirit Hood with 100% of the proceeds going to the Ronan Thompson Foundation. I'm gonna help find a cure. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I am just a broken-hearted mother who lost the love of her life, and I made him a very big promise to fix this world, and I intend to do that.